The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
We have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to, taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now your hosts, Nico De Haan and Paige Clarke.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle. Happy Friday. We're here. Paige.
Hi there, Nico.
Nico. And the number here is 877-927-6648. I'd like to remind you to pick up my new Health Signals newsletter.
Such good stuff. We hope you guys are subscribing. I mean, there's not a better resource to, getting exposed to the greatest news that's coming out about health in your newsletter.
I try to keep up on it, and I try to give you information that you can dig what you need out of it. So.
And we feed back and forth. See, we have so much fun. We're both ferocious readers.
Yeah, we are.
And we just pile it together, and we hope you're really enjoying it. But what's powerful about these newsletters is the clickable links. You don't have to fumble around by looking at the site. He's got it's an electronic newsletter. It's great.
Yeah. Last week we got a really good response we were talking about the flu, and we were talking about that we're going to put a little package together, so you don't need your flu shot. You're going to really use homeopathic ingredients to make you a much healthier person.
Yeah,
so your own immune system is going to really defeat the flu for you.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Well, you asked me what it was that I did and what I advised people. And, there's a lot of great tips.
Well, you said that nobody got the flu of any of your clients.
They're staying real healthy. And now there's a lot to being healthy, and we all know that. Yeah. And, the first number one thing is wash your hands, And don't wash your hands with antibacterial soap, which then messes your regular probiotic balance, but using just regular soaps or non-toxic soaps. But I do have a protocol that I am rolling out with my clients right now, the ones that want to get fit for fall. I call it my Fit for Fall Flu Protocol. And the Fit for Fall Flu Protocol is really a combination of products that I use that were formulated by one of my colleagues, Dr. Teresa Dale, and they are homeopathic. They're complex homeopathy. They work extremely well. And there's a couple of different products, and I want to give you guys a chance to see what I am ordering and getting all my clients to do, because this is the time. October is the month to start preparing our bodies to avoid the flu. And we do this by fortifying the immune system. And, of course, there are a lot of things you can do, and we'll talk about that at the end. But I want to go over the key products that we do, because they're very, very easy to use.
And this is all nicely balanced. It's from one source.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is tell you how you all can get this and start using it for yourself. And it'll be shipped directly to you if you want to take advantage of it.
Yep.
The first product is a multi-ionic immune formula. And the multi-ionic immune formula really has some of the minerals that we know are typically low in anyone who develops or succumbs to a cold or a flu. And, guys, we can make our own vitamins, believe it or not, but we cannot make our own minerals in the right forms that are usable by the body. So I'm a real big fan of remineralizing our body through whole foods primarily, and when we need for supplementation to use the smallest form that can get into these cell membranes. As you're aware, that's one of the big problems we're having is we don't have healthy membranes. We've eaten bad fats, and we have plastic membranes. So stuff is having a tough time getting in the cell. Toxins are having a hard time getting out of the cell. So these two formulas, one is a multi-mineral formula. The other one is specific immune minerals. So I want to have you add a few drops of this to your water while you're sitting there drinking a couple times a day. We're going to just very gently rebuild the mineralization in the body.
So you put both of these in some water. Can you also put it in like a juice?
Absolutely.
Or Can you put it in your coffee?
Well, yeah, I'm sure you could. Yeah. But I like the idea of your drink. The idea is to rehydrate while you're doing it. So
coffee is the opposite in a sense of that.
Right. So these are really helping to set the stage for building up your immunity naturally. The middle product here is a lymph detox. It's a homeopathic detox product that helps the lymph drain. Our lymphatic system, unlike our circulatory system that has a pump, it does not have a pump. So unless you're moving and grooving, your lymph gets stagnant. And we like to sometimes refer to it as beef jerky type lymph. And we don't want beef jerky type lymph. We want our lymph flowing so that the toxins that our cells have worked so hard to get rid of can actually get excreted out of the body. So
makes sense.
So many times when your lymph has become stagnant, you succumb. You know, you're kind of in a toxic environment. Your cells are swimming in a toxic pool. This helps to drain them. Obviously, we want you guys bouncing and moving, and we've talked about, you know, lymphatic moving. And then the core product is a product that Dr. Dale developed called All Flu. And it's also homeopathic. It's in little sugar tablets, and it's really a neat little inoculation program, I call that, that you do. What you'll do, and the kit will include 2 bottles, one to use through this flu season as your healthy inoculation way of bringing the homeopathic frequencies to help you. But the other one's kind of to keep on hand, because at the first onset, God forbid, of a cold or flu, if you use this every couple of hours, capfuls of the little sugar things, then you can usually circumvent coming down with the symptoms of that cold or flu.
Very cool.
So I put this together. It's $120. If you all are interested, I need you to email me, Paige at TFNN.com. I'm ordering, setting things up, setting the lines up so that people, both my clients, can get this. I don't want there to be any shortages. Just put in Fit for Fall Flu Protocol, something Flu Protocol, Paige at TFNN.com. Then we will send you back an order form so that we can we can take a credit card or so forth, and then we can direct ship it to you, and then I will follow up with an email with a document to give you some other tips to help you stay safe during the flu season.
And there's a lot of things that you can do besides this. Of course, the diet is so important.
Oh, absolutely. And there's so many good nutrients. I mean, I think it goes beyond saying that, you know, we always talk about vitamin C being a vitamin that humans and guinea pigs are the species that don't make it their own. So I just kind of think of that as kind of going without saying.
Yeah.
I love people to use whole foods vitamin C's, not ascorbic acid, because most ascorbic acid comes from genetically modified corn.
Right.
But these are some really powerful, working on the whole body. As you know, there's a lot of things going on in our full energetic body, and I've been very pleased with the results that I've gotten for this, and I think from a time-saving standpoint, this is a wonderful program. You kind of do this through the flu season. I think you're going to do real well.
Yeah, so you combine that with eating right, and then doing exercise, like Peak D says in the chat room, jumping on a trampoline is good to get the lymph moving.
One of the very best ways to move the lymph. And you guys sitting there trading, get yourself one of those mini trampolines. You're there close.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And get up and bounce on that trampoline a little bit. I think that's a great.
I think that's one of the. I mean, I use my mini tramp a couple times a week. And
I've seen your little routine.
Oh yeah,
you get those knees going. Yes, you do.
Yeah. And it really helps these real burst energies that you get. I do 30 seconds, sometimes a minute, sometimes even 5 minutes on the thing, and then take a rest and repeat. And it works really well, and does really drain the lymph. When you get up and move against gravity, that's a real response back to the body. So being healthy. So this is a nice package that Paige has put together exclusively for her clients and for the TFNN listeners. So really important that you get a hold of Paige, and you'll get a nice package with an explanation on how to use this. And then, of course, we want your feedback on whether you get the flu or not. But I guarantee that it's going to be much better this way than if you got a flu shot or you do nothing at all.
Yes, nothing is toxic here. There's no toxic ingredients.
Yeah.
And as I said, there are lots of other products that I like to build the immune system. Again, anything that's mineral rich, any of the sea vegetables, whole food vitamin C. Echinacea as an herbal tonic or tincture in our super tonics.
It's a good preventative, isn't it?
Echinacea is great to prevent a cold or flu. It's not effective once you've already gotten sick.
And that's the same with astragalus.
Oh, yes, wonderful, yeah.
And there's a natural antibiotic, resveratrol, is that what?
Well, resveratrol is a natural antioxidant that does really helps with anti-aging, with cell signaling. What's also in the immune formula, the mineral drops here that you add, and they're pretty much tasteless, and that's what I like about it. So this is pretty much a tasteless protocol, whereas if I send out echinacea, some people go, ooh, I don't like the taste of it. You're more than welcome to add that to your protocol, but there's very micronized.
So if you put it in your martini, you're not going to notice the difference.
Yeah, remember when I mentioned to you, that we often see mineral deficiencies when people succumb to the cold or flu. Specific minerals are usually deficient, and that includes selenium, sulfur, zinc, and silver.
And the reason we're deficient in these things, really, according to the research I've been doing, is that our environment is so different than it was in ancient times when we were living off the land and getting all these natural, local minerals to boost our immune system.
Absolutely. The mineralization is all disease really stems, someone famous said that, stems from a mineral deficiency, and I just truly believe that's the case. And we have become a more diseased society as a result of mineral deficiency. And why are we mineral deficient? When those of us that are watching this show, we know that we need to eat high quality foods, and yet we still suffer this mineral deficiency. It's because of the soil. It's the terrain of the food. And just like I talk about maintaining your terrain in your body, we didn't maintain our terrain and the soil. We've abused our soil.
Oh, we've destroyed it. We've got cement everywhere, pavement everywhere, buildings everywhere. Well, not that I'm against buildings, but we certainly could make them a lot better and a lot friendlier to our immune systems.
So again, despite our very best efforts to support a diet that's the best for the human frame, and that's really what we're about here, somehow or another, we still are succumbing to insults to our immune system.
Yeah. And
we want to do everything to boost that.
Yeah, and they're talking in the chat room about some activities. One question was, can you use a foam roller? Not for the lymph, definitely. You can use stretching.
I think the foam roller, though, actually does help to create circulation in the fat cells. And, the fat cells are, when we...
it's great for stretching out. What the foam roller is really good for is taking the fascia tissue and working that so your muscles have room to breathe, because the fascia tissue is in continuous state of growth, which means that if you're sedentary, that it surrounds the muscle and keeps tightening and tightening and tightening. So your foam roller can really open that up. Active isolated stretching does the same thing. Yoga does the same thing. Massage does the same thing. In fact, this afternoon I've got Trey coming over for a Thai massage.
Oh,
my
wonderful.
monthly Thai massage, which
nice.
is one of the best things I've ever felt in the world.
So definitely the foam roller, though, but I was going to make that comment that I think even with the foam roller, for those of us, anytime we can increase circulation to our fascia, to our muscles, to our fats,
that's going to impact the lymph. There's no doubt about it.
And it's going to move the lymph. There's that little bit of movement. So
you're not going to directly put it on the lymph nodes, but you'll put it on the muscles, which will help drain the lymph. Yes, that makes a lot of sense to me.
So, guys, the Fit for Fall Flu Protocol is going to come shipped to your house.
At TFNN.com. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes, folks. The number here is 877-927-6648. Please pick up my Health Signals newsletter. And, of course, you can pick up these recordings on TFNN.com, on iTunes. You can go to livingaprimallifestyle.com, catch the videos. They're also on YouTube, and I'm adding a channel to my YouTube, Nico De Haan. And I'm going to put all those things on there, plus a lot of other things I'm planning on doing. So we're having a lot of fun here. We'll be right back.
You've heard Nico De Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418 8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at directionshares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
That's right, folks, and pick up my newsletter, Health Signals, number 19, and we're going to discuss that briefly here about that. And
I really liked your first article on the 4 foods that accelerate aging, and I thought it was really gave some people some great little tips, takeaway tips of the foods and so forth that they want to avoid. And isn't it amazing? It's the foods we talk about.
It's everything we always talk about. It's the same 4 group that is always in there. That if you eliminate those, you're going to be much, much healthier. You're going to have something that you can track yourself. You'll say, I feel better, and I know why. And
I think we all know the 3 things that accelerate aging are glycation,
yes,
are inflammation, and oxidation.
No doubt. And methylation is another one.
Well, and methylation,
yep,
right, that's
yep,
really at the heart of what I'm really looking at,
no
that
doubt
research,
about it. Yep,
and helping to correct that because it's
yep,
so simple.
And these are natural body functions that take place in your body to try to combat the junk that we've put in it.
Exactly. And that's what we're seeing. It's the junk that we're putting in that are creating the opportunity.
Yeah.
For those of you who may not remember, ages, isn't that interesting? that the acronym really so accurately reflects what it does. Advanced glycation end products. And I think Nico explains it really well. That's where the protein and the sugar molecules combine and create damage and results in wrinkles and aging. And then we have the inflammation and we have the oxidation. So, you know, we can understand the power of antioxidants to help address, we can see the anti-inflammatories, natural ones that we talk about to help lower the inflammation, but we need to avoid certain foods and substances that react in such a way to create these advanced glycation end products.
True, and in our modern society, we've really overblown the fact that we consume way too much sugar type products or products that actually turn into massive sugar assault on your body. Well, everything that is pretty much manufactured does that. So the onslaught of cereals and the juicing and breads and all those things are attacking our body, and our body's trying to get rid of it because it's just too much of it. In the natural world, this stuff doesn't exist. So we really have to look at that balance. What's in the natural world, and why isn't it in there? Why isn't a loaf of bread hanging from a tree where we can get it?
Well, and I know that we usually don't go in total detail on these, and we'll go on to the other articles, but I thought this just was really right on point with some stuff that's been going on in my office, and I want to take advantage of it, because the number one food that ages you faster than anything is wheat. Yes, it is wheat. It's whole wheat, actually, and this was something that you really helped to enlighten me about, is that, you know, in many times some of the ingredients in actually whole wheat bread make it much more unhealthy than even the refined.
And that goes for the whole grains. Even your brown rice has the anti-nutrients in it to protect the seed from germinating, and those are the things that really attack our body, make it very hard for us to digest. So,
And I learned from this article that there's a very unique carbohydrate in wheat called amylopectin A. And this has been found in tests to spike your blood sugar. This is eating whole wheat bread, folks, higher than a tablespoon of sugar put underneath your tongue. So we got to keep this in.
It's like eating a Snickers bar.
Right. And elevated sugar increases the insulin. We've got the aging situation. And if you look at a diabetic, you'll notice that a diabetic will age much faster than his counterparts that do not have diabetes.
Yeah, and in advanced stages, you can see how it destroys the body.
Absolutely.
Article number 2 is lifestyle changes may lengthen telomeres, which is a measure of cell aging, and this is kind of a nice article about that. I think it's important.
It's for everyone to understand telomeres, because that's where most of the natural anti-aging research is going, is how to extend the life of your telomeres.
Yeah. Next is butter versus margarine, and why. It's pretty extensive.
All of you all know why butter and not margarine, but gives, you know, what's nice about this particular article is a great thing to help explain things to your loved ones about the beneficial fats and what fats we can actually use, and it does a great job of really laying it out.
And that's the real key, is the ones to stay away from, and then add the ones that are healthy in there, and they're all marked in here for you. 5 clues that you may have chronic anxiety. And I put this in here because there's so much anxiety going on in our society today from, you know, if you just listen to the TV for an hour, you've got enough probably for the month.
Oh, absolutely. I think first thing you do is turn off your major network news.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a, you know, it's
I think
just
turning off the TV. I know Tom has recently moved into a new place, and he says, I don't have a TV yet. You know, it's wonderful.
Well, my TV tube blew out. You know, it's not one of those, and I just haven't replaced it. I haven't missed it at all.
I keep threatening my wife. I says, you know, we're going to get rid of these TVs sooner or later. You know, we haven't done it yet, but
there's some great tips though in here, guys. We're coming into the holiday season, so you get the newsletter. We're coming into a time where we've got a lot of stress. There's some great tips on how to balance yourself and not feel anxious.
Yeah. So we're going to be back in a couple minutes, folks. The number here again is 877-927-6648. Please give us a call. If you have any questions or comments on the show, please pick up a new newsletter. Lots of stuff in there that you're going to like and that you can research. And Paige and I will be right back.
Andy Hecht, the host of the Commodities Hour, recently launched his newsletter service, the Technomental Commodity Report, and only 6 weeks in, Andy has already recorded a triple-digit winner. Andy advised his subscribers to purchase a long-term call option at 46 cents on July 11th, and then sent out a special update Friday, August 16th, advising his subscribers to close that position at $1.40. That's a 204% profit in just 5 weeks. The Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht is released each Thursday morning, and right now you can get a month-long free trial to this subscription while locking in the low introductory rate of only $39 a month. Andy Hecht has been a commodities trader for over 3 decades. Let his experience work for you. Sign up for your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report today at TFNN.com. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Are you ready to ride the next bull market wave? Catch the Chapman Wave. Using the Chapman Wave methodology, Basil's very comprehensive daily newsletter, The Opening Call, gives the short, intermediate, long-term analysis for the key indexes. In his Trader's Corner, he gives a brief market summary and expectation for the day with possible trades, both long and short, which are reviewed daily. A position subscribers sold recently for a 42% on part, plus a 64% on rest. And Hertz Global as a core position for 6 months before exiting the position. A current position entered as a turnaround company with good technicals based on Basil's waveform is trading up to 170% of its entry point as a portion sold earlier for a 21% gain. Subscribers to the Opening Call can see the Chapman Wave techniques demonstrated and explained daily to educate investors. To get your 2-week free trial to the Opening Call, just visit the front page of TFNN.com. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern on TFNN.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, Tigers and Tigresses. Paige and Nico. We're living a primal lifestyle, and we're kind of going over the highlights of the great newsletter this week. And I wanted to kind of reiterate something that's in here about the fats, because I really feel that the fats in our diet are some of the best health promoting things that we can do by eating the right fats, and yet the unhealthy fats can be the worst thing we do.
Yeah.
And I often refer to the vegetable oils you see in the grocery store in the clear bottles as heart disease in a bottle.
Yeah, and they're
arteriosclerosis.
so-called vegetable oils because, of course, they're not from vegetables.
But in this great article that's in our newsletter, it states our bodies aren't meant to consume them, and we know that. But then it explains the fat content of the human body is about 97% saturated. and monosaturated fats. Think of monosaturated fats as your olive oil, your macadamia nut oil, the fruit oils, right? Yeah. And even the avocado, and with only 3% being polyunsaturated fats. Where did we ever get the idea that we were supposed to be eating these? We know that polyunsaturated fats are very easily rancidified.
Well, that's why, in a sense, that when you look at the globe and you find that people who are consuming more polyunsaturated fats are in the colder climates.
Exactly.
In the warmer climates, people were eating much more saturated fats from the tropical oils.
So that kind of brings us into the coconut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to, how did we ever buy into that whole philosophy that saturated fat was bad for us? I mean,
well, Ansel Keys was the one.
Well, he was a premier marketing person.
Everybody jumped on board on it without any evidence.
It was good for industry.
Yeah, it was really good for industry. And remember, our economy is really made to sell products and to make money from them.
So I just want to remind you, I know I'm harping on this and then we'll go on, but vegetable oils contain very high levels of polyunsaturated fats. PUFAs, you've heard us talk about PUFAs.
And not from the fish that is good for you. This is from vegetables, from grains.
Right. And
very hard to digest.
And these PUFAs rancidify and oxidize, creating free radical damage. And the other thing is they're like plastic fats. When they're heated, they create a trans fat. Then, as you know, it's all about the cell. If we heal the cell, we're going to be well. And if the cell wall stays damaged with plastic fake fats, then it can't perform its function.
That's a really good way of looking at it. It is kind of like plastic, because if you see the manufacturing of how these oils, they're not just pressed and the oil comes out. No, they're washed with all kinds of
there's nothing sexy about it, guys. There's a chart in this article. You got to get the newsletter to see it. Once you see what the process is for these oils, you'll say, why would I ever want to put that into my body? And
you might as well drink some oil from your car or something.
Oh, well, I mean, linseed oil, that used to be for manufacturing. Yep. The body needs fats for rebuilding cells and hormone production. Fats are where it's at. So,
okay, then I've got 40 important herbs used by this tribe in India, and this is a nice article.
It's also pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
It's got pictures of plants, and
then a little note about why they should be used and where and how you can use them for whatever, as an antacid, for menstrual cycle pain, for bronchial problems,
and the neat thing
earaches.
Is, when you look at these pictures, it's fun to kind of practice the doctrine of signatures. If you all are familiar with what the doctrine of signatures is, that's where, our creator created a picture of what the plant would probably help with. And I was playing that when I was looking at your pictures here, and I came across one. Hold it, is Indian Draquarity.
Okay.
Leaves should be chewed in case of a mouth ulcer, and it kind of looks like a pair of lips.
It does.
With these little red berries, and so it looks like maybe, it's kind of identifying that.
That is pretty neat.
Yeah. We see the doctrine of signatures in all of our plant foods, and
so there's 40 herbs in here that help. And actually, the good thing about this is you can actually grow these in your house.
Well, that's the whole thing, guys. We need to grow our own foods. We've got a caller, Nico.
Oh, great.
Tom in Tampa has a question about the Primal diet. How are you, Tom?
Hey, good. How you doing, Paige, Nico?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Hey, Paige, last week you mentioned something about a vitamin K2. Is that what I heard you say?
Yes.
And where do you get that from? What food source do we get that from, Paige?
Well, vitamin K2 is a fat-soluble nutrient. And whereas we get a lot of our K1, as we'll find in vegetables, our best sources of vitamin K2 is from what? Animal foods.
Animal foods.
And that is K2. You can buy it as an isolated nutrient. My favorite place to get vitamin K2 is sources such as raw, properly aged Gouda cheese. Make it part of your little, maybe evening cocktail time. Have a little shot of pomegranate. Clean out the arteries, and the vitamin K2 tells the calciums, artificial or from food sources, to stay in the bones, build strong bones, or in the tissues. Don't run around the arteries creating calcifications where we don't want them. So raw Gouda cheese. I also love green pastures because they wild or artisanally prepare the
So
X Factor high butter oil.
So this is a company, Green Pastures.
Yeah, greenpastures.org. In fact, I actually have an account now, but there's not, maybe we'll offer that at our resource page. But in the meantime, go to greenpastures.org, say you heard it from Paige and Nico.
And at Nature's Food Patch, they sell raw Gouda cheese also.
Yes, So to eat a little chunk of Gouda cheese provides you like 50 micrograms of vitamin K2, which is what you need.
Yeah. So your grass-fed beef has it in it. Most fish has some K2 in it.
Exactly.
So, your meats definitely are filled with K2.
So Tom, getting back to what Weston Price found was that the traditional cultures, or cultures that's had the best health, the best dentition, the best bone structure, healthy children, robust immune systems, they had a nutrient that he did not identify in his lifetime, but he called it the X Factor. So you can Google that, the X Factor, Weston Price. Okay. And he said it was determined from from animals that ate rapidly growing grass. Does that sound like what we're talking about? And we now know what it was the nutrient K2.
Okay.
So,
great.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I got my chihuahuas on this diet too, man. They love avocados and eggs.
Well, hey, I mean, animals have the instinct, don't we know?
Yeah, I mean, their fur looks a lot better to me, and their behavior too.
Yeah.
And
No doubt about
their
it.
energy level's a lot higher.
Yeah, I know Tom O'Brien told me when he switched his dog to a raw food diet, everything changed for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, thanks for the call, Tom.
Yes, sir. Hey, have a great weekend, man.
You
Thanks
too,
a lot.
sweetie. Bye-bye.
And the last couple of things in the newsletter here, of course.
Primal Puppies. I think that's
Primal
cool.
Puppies, yeah. Company Spotlight is that company we talked about last week that sells the coconut stuff. And, really, really interesting Florida coconuts .com.
We can't grow coconuts really over here because there was a blight some time back, early 1900s or something,
Right.
or 50s or something,
Yeah,
took
most
down
of
our
the trees
coconut
gone.
trees.
Yeah. That was
but
unfortunate, but this company here is thriving in Davie, Florida. There's a link to the site with the phone numbers, and they've got lots of great products. And I put this little note here from Dr. Mary that we talked about.
yeah, she's the doctor who cured her husband of Alzheimer's by researching and finding out that the drug companies were trying to figure out a way to alter coconut oil, because that was going to be the new Alzheimer's drug, and she gave her husband coconut oil. And if you all get the newsletter, you'll actually see the diagrams Nico posted showing the improvements even after just a little over a month in the way her husband was not able to, when asked to draw a clock, he couldn't do it. He couldn't put his brain and hands.
If you just see the difference between the first day before she started the coconut oil regime to 14 days later, drastic improvement, and then another 14 or 20 days later, huge improvement.
And what a great way to get it in the morning when we have our Tiger Brew. See, it's sometimes we find a hard time to fit our fats in, but the best way to get our fats is with our food.
Yeah. And my breakfast is usually bacon and eggs, sausage and eggs in the coconut oil, and then I have my bulletproof or Tiger Brew coffee, and I make sure I get enough fat. Now, Primal Recipes in here is this is really important because we're talking about digestion, we're talking about way to lose fat, and this is something simple that everybody can do by drinking this drink, which really is just some lemon juice.
Well, this is how I start my morning.
Do you?
You do this to kind of get the liver, I call it kind of a liver alert, The lemon is very tonifying to the liver.
Yes, it wakes it up.
It kind of helps stimulate bile juices and improves your digestion. And it doesn't take but a minute. I mean, even if you're going to drink your Tiger Brew first thing, while you're brewing your coffee, go ahead and in your tea kettle, slice
this
a
is
fresh
something
lemon.
you would do before breakfast, maybe before you start cleaning yourself up. If I was going to shave in the morning, I'd do this before shaving, and then get myself all cleaned up. Then I'll start making my breakfast and have my Tiger Brew.
Exactly. So that's a great idea to start incorporating, and this is very typical of what you would learn if you consulted with a traditional Ayurvedic or a Tibetan doctor.
Oh, yeah.
They'll suggest that you have a little fresh lemon, maybe even sometimes adding a little raw unheated honey. Because remember, a lot of times we wake up and maybe our blood sugar has. We don't experience that as much with our
Maybe a little
diet.
shot of whiskey or something.
You can
That's
jazz
just
it up.
me.
Okay.
Then I've got some exercises. Yes.
I mean, I really want to try this. Okay, so we have a recipe here called Fisherman's Egg Recipe. But the picture's actually beautiful, nice healthy yolks. But it's basically, like soft-boiled or over-easy eggs with sardines. And I want to tell you something. Sardines are our superfood for us. They
no doubt
really
about
are.
it.
I mean, what a great source of
there's no such fish as a sardine.
What did I say? It's not a fish.
No, but they call them sardines, but it's just small fish. That's what a sardine is.
Oh, it's any fish.
It's almost any fish.
So it's not a species.
No.
See all the fun stuff we learned here. Okay, so a sardine is not a species.
It's just a type of fish. It's a small fish.
It's any fish of multiple species that they catch early in the lifespan.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that makes sense because the fish are not going to be the fish oil and the fats and the fish are not going to have had a time to bioaccumulate the toxins. So.
And then information about
that makes me hungry.
Our Primal Lifestyle exercises. I don't want to go over these, but there's a lot of things you can do. It's very easy to do, and please look at that.
Well, these 5 or 6 mistakes that people commonly make are what you would expect most people think is what's going to get them healthy and the look they want. And I like that just to remind people that it's really not, it's not this extensive, stress cortisol producing cardio or these little 2-pound weights that women are doing to tonify their arms. I mean, this is just not going to get it.
Right.
This isn't going to get you the look you want.
No, that's right.
So,
and that's the newsletter, pretty much.
Good stuff.
Yep. Another thing I really wanted to hit on, because I got a lot of questions over the last 6-7 months talking about marijuana.
Yeah, so we've got some interest here in Florida. Different states have things going on, but there's a movement to try and get the medically prescribed marijuana legal in Florida.
And there's quite a bit of research being done now on it. So it's important to realize that the research is finding out some extraordinary things. And there's a couple of things. The first one being pot smoking not linked to breathing problems. In fact, it may help your lungs, which surprised me because, of course, smoking it, you're not going to be smoking it like 20 cigarettes a day, but and this is what we're really talking about is occasional low use of marijuana, not a pot smoker who is, hooked on the drug, so to speak, and needs it psychologically and, is smoking all day long.
So I know we've got a couple of articles, but maybe to set the stage a little bit too, and I think you're more knowledgeable about this, exactly what happened. I mean, from what I understand, this country, our forefathers, it was a requirement to grow cannabis.
Grow hemp.
Okay, that's what I wanted to...
Yeah.
Okay,
so hemp and cannabis are the same species.
But different genus.
Yes.
Same genus, but different species.
Yes,
okay.
You're right.
Okay, same...
So what's happened is the hemp was, of course, used for clothing, used for paper, used for rope, and, this is how we survived for hundreds and hundreds of years with these products. And then a couple of things happened. One thing that I read in my research was, of course, that the Hearst Corporation, which was making lots of paper, was getting a lot of competition from Mexico because they were bringing hemp across the border, and really in competition with him because he had all this forest land.
Okay,
so all the forest land, he wanted to use that. Now, the difference in manufacturing between using hemp for paper and using forest land for paper is huge because now you have to use all kinds of chemicals to get these trees down into a
so
paper.
this chemical company like this idea of a huge growth?
No doubt about it.
So my vision of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams smoking a doob is not accurate.
Probably not. I don't know. they may have.
Well, because I heard that it was kind of against the law if you didn't, but we're talking about hemp as in the industrial product, rope, clothing.
No, I see no evidence that our forefathers were potheads and they had to smoke pot to get the get the Bill of Rights.
But they may have.
They may have. I don't know.
They might have been the inspiration.
I smoked pot during the 60s, and I enjoyed it. I found that if I got hooked on it for a while, then I would want it more and more. So, chronic use is no good, but I think there's a lot of attention to it.
Does anybody have any comments for us, or what do you think about the whole...
We'll talk a little bit more about this, because I think it's important. Anyway, we'll be back in a couple minutes. 877-927-6648.
Have you subscribed to the Gold Report yet? On Wednesday, August 14th and Thursday, August 15th, Tom O'Brien advised his Gold Report subscribers to close out 6 of their 9 open positions, all winning trades ranging from a 10.69% profit to an incredible 48% profit in just one equity. With the 600th weekly Gold Report issue fast approaching, Tom O'Brien brings an incredible wealth of knowledge and experience to the gold market and the equities within the industry. That's almost 12 years since this powerful newsletter first began. And right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Gold Report by visiting TFNN.com. Make sure you're a subscriber as this volatile gold market makes its way back into positive territory after declining all the way from $1,900 to under $1,200 an ounce in only 2 years. Get your 30-day free trial today by visiting TFNN.com.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different futures contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now, you can receive a 2-week free trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzamento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Nico and Paige here, and we're talking about marijuana. And one of the other articles I have here is the research on exercise and marijuana. And it kind of gives you the similar high to what they call the runner's high.
Yeah, they call it the endocannabinoid-induced aerobic bliss state.
Yeah, and again, we're talking about use that's a very low-grade use, not smoking on end.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't recommend that. I think occasional use can be good for you in many, many instances, and I think there's a lot of research doing that. And the nice thing about the medical marijuana is now you're getting lots of different kinds that have different effects. Whereas if you're going to buy it on the street, you don't know what you're getting, except maybe the knowledge of the dealer who's giving it to you. So it would be nice to have resources where you could legally get this stuff. Unfortunately, it's illegal, which makes it very difficult for people who need perhaps this.
And it can be a tremendous lifesaver for people who are
but
suffering.
If you get caught with something illegal in our society, it is devastating to your lifestyle. So not real good. We had Angie in the chat room asking about the protocols for what you were talking about, the fall. What is it?
Yeah, okay, so
fall, right?
Fit for Fall flu prevention protocol, Angie, what we're covering. I put together a series of packages that's what I use in my office to help people build their immunity and use homeopathics to sort of protect them from the flu, colds and flu season. And so if you email me, Fit for Fall Flu Protocol, I'm interested, something like that in the subject line, to Paige at TFNN.com, then I'll contact you. We'll do the credit card processing, and we'll ship that out. It's $120 plus shipping. I'm sure the shipping's
Yeah, let's go over again what's actually in it. There's an immune system booster. There's some antioxidant minerals.
Right, and there's a homeopathic lymph drainage product and some homeopathic sugar tablets that actually have the energetic frequencies, like homeopathy works, of different various flu strains.
Yeah. So instead of the flu shot, this is highly recommended. Something that Paige has put together. She studied this extensively and has used it on her clients, and the record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Nobody gets the flu.
Yeah, it's a very good product. I mean, you know, and I'm sure there's some times, you know, if you start to understand that sometimes colds and flu are a way the body's effectively getting rid of things.
Sure.
But certainly this is to build the immune system, a strong immune system. You know, it's maintain your terrain. So that's good. Maybe we'll set them out again right before the last segment so you guys can get a visual and we can go forward on that.
Yeah, and about the breathing exercises, about post-surgery blues, there are some great exercises, and if you email me, Angie, at Nico at TFNN.com, I'll send you a link where you can do this. It really helped me after surgery because all of a sudden I ran into kind of a brick wall. Somebody asked what is the best group of antioxidants?
Well, you know, all antioxidants are good.
Yeah,
the very best antioxidant on the planet that I know of is a fully reduced form of alpha-lipoic acid that my primary professional product line, Premier Research Labs, manufactures, although it's been in a backorder situation, reformulated primarily because it works so well. It's a fully reduced form of alpha-lipoic acid, so that an alpha-lipoic acid renews all of your antioxidants. So if you take it in a bloodstream. You've heard me talk about my terrific tonics that I try and encourage people to use as a vehicle to get their nutrition. So like our product at Premier Research called DHLA, which we're praying we're going to be able to re-release. It's interesting how we weren't able to produce it. You know, when you have a product that works really well, many times the FDA kind of makes it hard to continue to distribute it. But alpha-lipoic acid is the best. It renews vitamin C and vitamin E, but there's really not a best. We need them all.
That's the show, folks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We need 2 hours.
I thought we were having another segment. I forgot.
No, we're done. I'll tell you, folks, have a great day. Thanks a lot for sticking around. Email us with any questions, and we'll see you next week.
Okay. Take care.
Pick up a newsletter.
What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve, yet you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.